here it is. We see you on the platforms speaking out against injustice. No justice, no peace is your slogan, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Over and over again, we see you marching, screaming, no justice, no peace is the slogan. My biggest problem with you, my son, is the fact that you pick and choose your battles, and it's pissing me off. You're from the Bronx. You know Xavier Williams. You know people from where I come from. We know the same people. You know for a fact that Africa Bambaataa was guilty. You avoided that fight because you pick and choose. You know with the Zulu Nation, you might have to fight. Like really, really fight. But nevertheless, scratch that. That's my beef. I understand that. You made your point. I'm a man. I can handle my own beef. What I need to know from you, my son, is, are you a gangster or a politician? Are you are you somebody that advocate for justice or not? Because I'm smelling the hypocrisy come out of you with this Troy Ave situation. What is it to you, my son, if Troy Ave take the stand and snitch or not? Because when you say no justice, no peace, that means you want justice and equality for everybody, right? It's either you the politician or you the gangster. Troy Ave is on trial for defending itself. And in the process, Banger, your man, you cool with him and his brother, his family, right? His mother wants justice, I believe, for her dead son. But you advocating on YouTube and social media that Troy Ave is a snitch, trying to push him away from telling on the one who killed her son. Don't you think that she want him to testify for killing her son so that she could get justice, my son? Inquiring minds want to know, are you for justice and equality around the board or not? Your roles that you're playing with your cyberbullying of Troy Ave, because you come with this slogan of peace, kings and queens, and we all kings and queens, even though in history we have never all been kings and queens. And even if some of us was kings and queens, that don't make us righteous kings and queens. You dig? Dig. Right. Now, with that being said, you can't call a brother and sister kings and queens and say that you want peace around the board, but you're cyberbullying and you're continuously picking on Troy Ave. You're picking. What you're doing is bullying. And it ain't right. That situation ain't your business. And if you're going to make it your business, you should be the same my son that was standing outside on behalf of Deborah Danner and the rest of the people that was murdered unjustly. You wanted justice for them. You should want justice too, as well, for Banger. That's your man, right? His mother is your boy's mother, right? She wants justice. You said if I was dead, if I was deceased, and my mother was seeking justice for me being murdered unjustly, and you trying to provoke the dude to not snitch, to tell on my son's dead body or my dead body, and my mother has to watch this, how do you think that my mother would feel? Especially coming from somebody that's supposed to be the Martin Luther King of this, because you ain't the Malcolm X. In order to be the Malcolm X of this, when you say no justice, no peace, that means it ain't going to be no peace. Protesting ain't no peace. That's just marching till your feet hurt. No peace means no peace. Get it? Dig? It is what it is, man. I just need to understand where you at with this. Like I said, I see myself as the Malcolm X of this, and you the Martin Luther King that's still being controlled by the politicians. Until you break free, well, that's another story. It is what it is. Pick and choose your battles carefully, my son. You got to make us clear, or make us understand clearly where you stand at. Are you for justice and equality all around the board? Or are you just somebody playing a role, using these situations to further your rap career? Justice is justice. So, if Troy Ave decide to take the stand and become the rat, you the one that calls for justice in this world. Don't call him a rat when you ask for justice. Because the same thing goes for the police. If the police murder somebody in the hood and a black police officer see another officer, whether it's white or not, murder that person, it's no snitching. Remember, my son? No snitching. So don't look for justice from the police, but then don't want justice in the street. It's hypocrisy, my son. And I'm out. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Don't look for me to bite my tongue. I am a warrior. When I fight for something, I fight for it. I am a warrior. This shit that you doing ain't making no sense, and I'm gonna call you on it. You're bullying Troy Ave. You're picking with him. You're picking and choosing your fight. If he a king, then treat him like a king. If you want justice, then call for justice and equality all around the board. Don't expect the police to snitch on the police.